great seeing you again.
Thank you. Honored to be back.
Jason, what is it like for you to come back to Cincinnati and be a part of
Yeah.
something like this at the school you play football at?
We obviously, Travis and I are both incredibly honored, and it's crazy that we're being put in positions to do stuff like this. But anytime we come back, there's just such a wave of emotion and memories that really hit you, like especially walking into this room, and you spend so much time here. And as a student athlete, you're so invested into the football program, the university.
Fire me up.
You're here nonstop, and it's such a big part of anybody's career or life that whenever you come back, it definitely hits you full force.
You had a chance to talk to the offensive line today.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you to get to chat it up with those guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Obviously, offensive lines have a soft spot for me. I think I wish I would have had something more planned going into it. I kind of just popped in, but sometimes those are the most organic. And my main thing is, same thing I told them and told the team. Cherish these times because they'll be over before you know it. And I feel like I just finished a 13-year career in the NFL, and that was over before I knew it. You joke about it at the time, but higher ground and all the things that suck when you're doing it and are hard, you're going to wish tenfold that you're right back there when it's said and done. And there's going to be people and relationships that you're going to have that you'll carry with you throughout your life. And it's a special thing to be a part of. And just know that when you're dripping in sweat and you're tired and everything like that, that all of this stuff is the stuff that you're going to miss when you can't play the game anymore and you're off doing other things.
We were told it was your idea to do the partnership with Cincy Rannings, have the tickets be free for the students. How big of that was?
I don't know that that's true. I think Trav, I don't know whose idea completely that was. I'll say that on the record. I think that we were both fired up, and I think everybody on our team. I think it was a no-brainer for us to do something for Cincy Rannings and to do something for the student athletes and the athletic department. Right? I mean, place did so much for my brother and I's career, and so many of our teammates, and I mean even guys that didn't play in the league. You're seeing former teammates around. They're working here. They're coming back for the spring game. We got our Letterman's golf outing. I mean, the athletic department is such a huge part of guys, not only while they're here, but once they're gone. And to do something that continues to build it up and to shed some light on these athletes in this program is something that I think everybody on our staff was on board with.
When you walk Canton, gold jacket at Canton or Mummer's
I ain't
jacket?
talking about that yet.
Well, where is the jacket that you wore?
The Mummer's jacket?
Yeah.
It's in a trash bag in my basement. They asked for it, actually. The Hall of Fame asked if they could hang it up in there, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I wanted to hold on to it, and it sat in my basement for the last, it was 2018, 2017 year, but 2018 was year we won it, so 6 years it's been down there, so.
I mean, our museum is kind of you and Rocky Balboa at this point, is it not?
I don't know. There's been a lot of unbelievable teammates, and I retired with one of the top defensive tackles in my time in Philadelphia, Fletcher Cox, and we were there every step of the way pretty much together. Philadelphia has such an unbelievable culture and sports culture in general, and they love all of the players that do it right. And I think I've been fortunate to have my whole career in one spot and really connect with the fan base. But they celebrate all the guys that wear their heart on their sleeve and play the game the way it's supposed to be played and represent the city the way it demands it's represented. John Wright, I mean, there's so many guys, Eagles, Phillies, Flyers. It's a great city to do that in, and they'll take care of you for the rest of your life. So, it's a lot more guys on that list in my book.
From walk-on linebacker to one of the best centers to ever play, when you come back here, does it reinforce just how remarkable your story is?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't reinforce it, but it especially coming back this week, I haven't seen Paul Longo in forever, and he was such an instrumental person. I mean, he was the guy who really saw me as an offensive lineman, and I think you don't realize it at the time. You're just kind of going with the motion and, working hard and doing whatever you can. And looking back, it's crazy where it was coming out of high school and not having any scholarships. But, I wouldn't say you come back and it's like, man, that was like insurmountable or anything like that. You just come back and you really have great appreciation and understanding that none of this would have been possible without all these people and places along the way.
Is it emotional for you and Travis, knowing the Super Bowl rings you have and knowing that people think of you as future Hall of Famers, to come back here and think about where it all started and know that you maybe never saw that for yourselves and now that's true?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think of it like Super Bowl rings and whatnot. I just, I think that, we're just incredibly grateful again, incredibly honored to even be put in this position to help in the ways that we can. I mean, we are two knuckleheads that talk on a camera for a couple days a week, and outside of that, it's remarkable that now we're about to do a show in front of thousands of people in Fifth Third, a stadium that we used to watch, Mick Cronin and Connor Barwin and all sorts of basketball players. So it's pretty crazy. I don't know. It still really doesn't make sense in a lot of ways, but we're gonna take advantage of it and have fun.
You talked about the reason you wanted to put this on, but the production itself, like what do you want this show to be, like for the students and the fans? What do you want them?
Well, just want to have fun. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going in with minimal expectations because I don't know what's about to happen. We're just going to try and have fun. Obviously we want the crowd to be engaged, and we want the people there to be having fun and a part of it. I think whenever you do anything, the more you bring everyone into it, the more people enjoy it and feel like it resonates with them. So, I think as with anything that Travis and I do, I think this is an opportunity for us to engage with thousands of people. There'll be contestants up there, from student athletes to regular students. I'm looking forward to learning and going across this journey of whatever's about to happen together. We're going to talk to some really special people in the Cincinnati landscape who have done a lot for the university or Cincinnati at large. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, because in some ways I don't even know what's going to happen.
What's your biggest question for Joe Burrow? Oh, go with somebody else.
I got Joe Burrow. He doesn't do a lot of things like this.
So Joe, I think when Joe was transferring out of Ohio State, I sent him a text on behalf of Cincinnati, trying to lure him to the university. Still, who knows what could have been. He could have been such a great player if he would have just come here, but unfortunately went to LSU. But I think, I've been such a big fan of his, and at the time I didn't know much about him. And coaches would reach out for me to get involved in recruiting, and to be honest, a lot of times I don't get involved because I don't want to swing. I don't have, let the kid make the decision. I don't really want that much, but Luke was adamant that he could really change the program, and it didn't work out for us in that matter. Well, in some ways it did, because Desmond Ritter got more experience, and then he turned into the player that he did over his tenure. So I think both sides ended up winning out, but I think ever since then, Joe and I have been connected in some ways, and am honored that he's going to be here today, and looking forward to talking to him.